Presenting PewDiePie's $1 billion plan. Let's go.
How's it going, bros?
My name is PewDiePie.
Check it out. New camera. What do you guys think? Pristine. This is actually, if you can believe it.
This was filmed with my camera. I made this camera.
You know, I already moved over to Arch Linux because Pewds shamed me into ricing my desktop a bit more. And here we go again. What? Why is Pewds better engineer than half of it? Is this what retirement looks like? I hope this is what my retirement looks like. Just, I'm gonna go play with the embedded systems now.
Honestly, which one is better? Now my camera quality actually looks good if I compare it to this. Anyway, I want to tell you guys how this all came to be.
You may be wondering why I'm in my car. You see, it all started with me selling my old car, my Tesla, and I had dog mode on it, which I find really helpful.
What the dog doing?
Dog mode is not as fun as it sounds, it's literally just a temperature control sensor. And my new car, I don't mean to flex, but it's a minivan. Mitsubishi Delica. And
Dude, I am so happy that at least somebody is attempting to normalize getting vans. My wife refuses to get a van, and I'm just like, girl, we got 4 kids. We need a van. She's like, I don't want one. I don't like vans. Vans are stupid. I'm like, vans are fantastic. What are you doing? Why are you not getting a van? Just get a van. No, I don't want no van. I don't know why my wife sounds like an 85-year-old granny, but she does. I don't want no van. Vans are for old people. I don't know. I'm in. I'm like, let's get a van. Dude, give me the Honda van and I'm ready.
no, it does not have dog mode. I actually found it really helpful.
By the way, I assume what he means by dog mode is dog mode where he does not have to hold the steering wheel, but Tesla will auto drive long as there is some sort of heat sensor on the steering wheel. So I assume dog mode is literally him putting on autopilot, leaning back, and then having the dog put his hands up. No, it's not? Damn. It's not that. Well, then what the hell is dog mode? Dude, it just leaves the AC on. Oh, it just leaves the AC on. So, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, fair. Okay, that makes perfect sense. No idea. I don't have any idea. I wouldn't have any idea.
Helpful, like if I need to just...
Okay, first time out. Before we continue, how many of you who are explaining it to me right now saw this video and now understand what dog mode was? Because I have a good feeling, like most of you guys being like, idiot! Obviously, I know what dog mode is, and most of you are like, "Nah, I had no idea what dog mode." I had absolutely no idea. I had no idea, and I'm just pretending to be a jerk now that I'm the one that's right.
No, it does not have dog mode. I actually found it really helpful, like if I need to just pop in a shop really quick, or if me and Mars are traveling with the dogs, we maybe want to stop for a bite. So I thought...
By the way, we need to pause this. Why is it called dog mode? Do you realize that it happens every now and then a kid dies in the car? This should be called like save your kid mode. It's for dogs. Yeah, but people also sometimes it keeps their dude, what a better name. I mean, this does happen. Like this has happened. It's crazy that we're calling it dog mode. Tesla demographics. Got him.
But screw it, I'll do something better. I'll add a camera in here, because the Tesla didn't have that. I can check the temperature and the humidity, and that way at least I know my dogs aren't getting scorched to death while I'm away for a minute. So I picked up a camera online with a humidity and temperature sensor, and I was setting it up here, and I realized all of a sudden sweat was just pouring from my face. My forehead was pulsing. I was getting angry. Why does the camera charge me monthly to use its features? My neighbor walked past.
Bro is becoming an Arch user. This is the most Arch user thing I've ever seen in my lifetime. Right here. This is it. Like, because the average person would just be like, well, I guess there's no other way to get a camera that gives me these things. I guess I'm just going to have to deal with the $10 a month. Instead he's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm not paying $10 a month to use this camera. I'm going to spend $20,000 of my time, and I'm going to make my own. That's it. I'm making my own.
Why does a humidity sensor want my private information? That's when I had the brilliant idea. Right then and then, I was going to build my own camera.
This Dumbo thought that was a good idea. To make all of this happen, I decided to use a Raspberry Pi. You probably heard of these already. It's a single board computer. And the best part, it runs Linux. Yes. And that's when I discovered Glorious SSH!
Bro doesn't even know. He doesn't even know yet. He does not even know the fact that you can go over here, open up a new window, SSH into terminal.shop, and boom, buy your coffee via SSH. He doesn't even know. Hashtag ad. Yeah, that's an ad. That's an ad. You know why? Because it's my company, and I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. Glorious SSH! Sorry, I got really excited about that. Nice to have no neighbors. Yeah, I live in the country, dog. Japan shipping, though. I know, Japan shipping, you got me. It's really hard to make your own coffee company.
SSH, which stands for Secure Shell Protocol.
Dude, this guy already knows more about SSH than half of you. You know how many people are like, oh, SSH? Oh, is it even secure? Dog, what do you think the S stands for in SSH? Oh, you know, you literally, to use SSH, have generated your own private key using math you don't understand. Sandwich. My gracious goodness.
SSH is basically a way to connect to your computer remotely. The fact that you can communicate with a computer just with your keyboard, I feel like I'm a wizard. I'm typing spells with commands. I love it. I type. Pi obeys. There are other things you can use but a Pi, but since it's such a tiny computer, it's got GPIO pins, which means you can add a bunch of different hardware to it. And it's got a slot for camera to go to. Perfect. To set this up is super simple. You just have an SD card, you put it in your computer, you use Raspberry Pi software to flash it, and you're done. Now, for some reason, and this is not Linux fault, it's not the fault that I'm on Linux, the program didn't work. I think I needed root access and it just wouldn't give it to me. It's not Linux fault, actually. It's actually good that I'm on Linux because I can solve this problem easily. I just have to do it manually. LSBLK.
Nice. I love that PewDiePie, the end of this little cycle, he is going to be like a 2012 sysadmin. Dude, bro's going to know all of it. He's going to come in and he's going to know it all. And I'm going to be the idiot and he's going to be the expert. It's fantastic. Oh, actually, you can set up SSH groups for that. Did you know about this? You can have different SSH agents for different websites, so you can use different keys. That way you can have a personal key and a professional key.
Mount that drive and then just flash it on my own. What can go wrong? Flashing a drive on Linux is a bit like a nuclear launch without the glass cover. One wrong move and you can kiss your disk bye-bye. Don't ask.
I did that just recently, by the way. I know I've told this story before, but I was using ChatGPT. I know, kind of stupid of me. But I was like, hey, I got this small partition I want to rewrite, and I want to test out a different operating system on. Can you just give me the quick commands? And it gave me like just a couple commands. There are some numbers in the commands. Now, I should have known, wait a second, there's numbers. How did you derive those numbers? I didn't. Instead, it's like, hey, you have this many sectors. If you do this math equation, sectors times whatever the size is equals this. And you just do a little command with that number. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, totally. And it was like a big number and it kind of looked correct. So I was like, it's probably correct. Well, it just went away. The whole thing I lost it all. I lost everything, people. I lost it all. And so what I realized is that Gyppies, they don't do math. And I should have known that because I've actually already known that for a long time. It's just statistically what the most likely answer is, which means statistically, y'all are wrong on math. Like, that's what that means in my brain. I realized that it just doesn't even make the right answer coming out the other side. It's like, yeah, statistically, it's this wrong answer. Anyways, lost everything.
Ask me how I know. So yeah, finally, I'm in, I'm connected, I'm ready to set this thing up. You may notice it's called Car 17. Don't ask me why it's called Car 17. At this point, I didn't want to complicate things, all right? So I thought, okay, a Raspberry Pi and an official Raspberry Pi camera, I plug them in, it should just work. And it does. There's a program called Lib Camera. It works great for photos. It works great for recording video. And video streaming, however, should work. It should work. It should work. Now, I don't know how to code. I'm a noob. And I realize I'm way in over my head here, okay? So I use a program called Raspbican. And Recipe Cam was beautiful, man. It worked perfectly. We had such a good thing going. Me and Recipe Cam... Can you imagine one day waking up and your best friend is just gone? One reboot and Recipe Cam was just poof. I didn't even get to say goodbye. I don't know what happened. I don't want to use LibCam.
I love this arc so much. I love watching somebody dive in and just like having the funniest experiences. Because, you know, I may not have the exact same experiences he does, but I had a similar experience of using the OpenVPN for Linux. And then just one day, OpenVPN was gone. And I had to use whatever F5's bastardization version of OpenVPN is and use their client. And it was just a sad day for me. It's just like, it's all gone now. I used to just log in from the command line. Now here I am. My best friend's gone, and now I have to, dude, good Lord, OpenVPN. Yeah, I know it sucks, but have you used F5? Or Atrium or whatever the other one's called? There's one that starts with an A. I can't remember what it is. I know OpenVPN betrayed us all. I know it hurts. It hurts, okay? It's not fun. Oh, hey, what is that? Are you trying to log in? Let's go through 8-factor authentication.
Goddamn LibCam! I looked everywhere online and everyone's like, oh yeah, use Recipe Cam, it works great, look. And I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't. I look at all these tutorials and man, I feel like I'm being gaslit until finally, reading the forums, I find out that Recipe Cam has been deprecated since 2021. RIP! A lot of trial and error and I finally got it working. This felt like a huge win. Sheer stubbornness made this happen. But I finally had my streaming live feed. That's what I needed. Huge win. I then added the DHT sensor, which is measures temperature and humidity. I added a battery. I 3D printed a case. Bada bing, bada boom, and poof.
Nice. You know, I was getting not too bad at 3D printing. I assume these cases are just online, right? You can just actually get these cases, but I was getting kind of good at 3D printing. I was doing a bit of plasticity. I may or may not have 2 active licenses to plasticity due to the fact that I've perhaps lost one and I couldn't figure things out, and here I am with 2. But I've actually been enjoying a bit of 3D printing. I feel like there's a lot of fun here. I also want to see what happens if ChatGPT generates 3D printing. Modeling a case like that is easy. Yeah, sure, it's easy. I hear you. But it's also, there's a bit of if you don't have the exact dimensions, there's a bit of trial and error. And unfortunately, each trial... Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Someone said trial and error in crafting. There is some trial and error, okay? And it takes a while. By the way, one thing I found that for those that are just wondering, if you want to kind of fix some of the trial and error business, what you should do is you print something that's like a millimeter thick or a half millimeter thick, so it's really, really thin, and then go and have it so it's like floppy and everything, pull that off and see, like, can you just place it over and go, okay, this does work. That way your trial and error is like only like 5 minutes. It's really, really helpful if you've never done it. It's very, very great. Don't you worry about fumes. What fumes?
My dog spy cam was complete. Look at this thing. It's adorable. I love it. I showed it in my last video and like no one cared. I was like, look, I made this camera. Hint, hint. Do you want me to talk more about it? Anyway. I think it's cool.
Okay, by the way, no one cared because what you did on your last video was the greatest thing ever. You just exposed an entire generation of gamer nerds who grew up with you that there is a cool operating system called Linux, and then you flexed on all the developers being like, I use Arch Linux and it looks super pretty and I've set up everything and my Arch Linux looks better than your regular Linux ass distribution, okay? You and your like i3 wearing basic bitch over there is not nearly as cool as mine. Mine's way better than you. Look at me go. I'm way cooler. You're stupid guy with 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience. You don't know nothing. Look at me go. Guess what? I played Fortnite. What did you do? Oh, you had a career, a long and successful career in programming? Yeah, I don't even know what programming is. Yet here I am making my own bash advertisement scripts in the middle. Yeah, what are you doing? So yeah, maybe we missed the camera part because we are so overwhelmed by all the other parts. Pewds. Okay, Mr. PewDiePie. Also, if you want anything programmed, I'm sure I could find some time to do it for you.
Me and Marcia went on a road trip. I got to test out the camera. When me and Marcia stopped to have a bite, we could check that the dogs were sound and safe and comfortable and no stress involved.
Yeah, I'm glazing. Okay, I'm glazing the bro. Of course, I'd write a little program for him. Of course, any day of the week. Come on, what are you, stupid? You tell me right now. You telling me that you guys, if Pewds came up to you and said, "Hey, could you help me write this quick little program?" You wouldn't just write it for him? What are you, stupid? It'd be fun, even if I'm not even trying to go for money. It'd be awesome to be like, hey, look at this. I help Pewds have a little, look at that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, of course. It'd be sweet. I'd high five the man. It'd be awesome. He taught me about Ligma. Do you guys not, like, there's a whole group of you, you know what, I realize right now that there's a whole group of you that don't even know. You don't even know, do you? You guys don't even know.
I don't even know if it's... Rule number 2, never ask what Ligma is. That's what Ninja did, and that's what caused his demise. Ninja, love Cali. WTF, I thought you died from Ligma. What's Ligma?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Like my balls, bitch!
Like, yeah, that's what I learned. This is what this man taught me, okay? He taught me that. Cinema, man. Absolute, dude. The best part about that whole story, for those that don't know, is afterwards, Ninja got all super upset. Well, my ego! And would, like, ban people for saying Ligma. Dude, it's so beautiful. Like, it's like my favorite internet story of all time. It's better than, like, the Ninja story where, dude, I don't know why they all involve Ninja. It's better than the Ninja story where he's just like, yeah, my wife just made me a sandwich and braless. How's your day going? Remember that one? Still better. It's like 1,000 times better. It's like literally the best story on the internet.
I love it. I want to do so much more with this because I know it's possible, right? I thought it'd be so good if I can have like notifications. So if it hits certain temperatures and humidity, maybe high or too low, it would notify me on my phone somehow. I don't know. Okay, fine. I don't know how to do this and the quality sucks and I get
It's super easy. You can just set up a server. You're gonna do a little ping from your little phone up to that server. Put like a little key if you don't want anyone pinging you a whole bunch. Just don't leak your server. Make it your own. Do whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. And then getting it to your phone, you're gonna have a little bit of an application to be able to read that and get it in. I'm sure there's like what is it? Fire something or another by Google that's gonna be able to do all the notifications for you. Bam. Dude, you could do SMS URL. Dude, you could just get text message. That's so easy. Dude, it'd be so easy to do the text message one. Oh my gosh. That's like the easiest of them all. I was doing, what's it called? I was doing Twilio in 2012.
like it's not as good as an actual camera, but it's my camera.
Oh yeah, you could do Discord webhooks. Dude, there's so many good ones you could do, right? If you wanted like, but I wasn't sure if you wanted like in-app notifications. Then you'd have to create your own little app, throw a little APK on there, bada bing, bada boom, easy peasy. But if you want to go SMS, you could do Discord webhooks. You could set up a Slack bot. If you have Slack, Lambda, Amazon, email, boom.
Okay, and I can do whatever I want. It is such a difference from buying this camera that you have to pay to use.
By the way, I've never even used any of those things. I've never written any of these things ever, and I could come up with that many solutions. I'm sure there's better ones because I actually have never thought about it versus people who've thought about it. Notify.shell sounds awesome.
Crazy. It's not the best camera, but it's my camera.
True. Oh, look at that.
Now, project number 2. That's right. While I was tinkering and sminkering, I got a little bored at a certain point with this. So I had started on another project because I went through such hell to get the first one going. I was like, well, the second one is going to be easier. I already know all this stuff now. It's going to be a breeze. I wanted...
Dude, we literally just got done drawing this, right? Oh, not that one. You did this one right here. Comfort zone, valley of despair. It's ignorance that allows you to go. Dude, this is so funny. Dude, PewDiePie is literally a developer. Look at it. It's right there. We just did this. You go from here to here so easily. All you need is just a touch of ignorance. You just need a little bit. Oh, that can't be that hard, right? Right?
To build a nightstand clock. I have an Alexa right now. It's fine, but it really annoys me because it always asks me to update it. It logs me out every time it reboots. Why do I have to log in to begin with? And I don't know how I feel about having Jeff Bezos staring at me while I'm sleeping, okay? So with Project 2, I wanted to replace that.
By the way, I think all of those in-home listening devices, it's actually like a really scary thing that we have normalized and accept. Like, is it really worth it to have a company that makes all of their money off of ads and selling you things? I mean, okay, to be completely fair, they make all their money off of AWS, but let's ignore that for a little bit. And also how they do their financing and all that is a bit of a lie on AWS and all that. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Let's just pretend it doesn't. Their entire purpose is to give you more and more targeted ads So then they sell you a device that sits in your house and listens to you, listens for when Hey Alexa or whatever it is, it gets said. And then you're telling me they're not using all of that data just so you can conveniently say, Hey Alexa, play Sabotage by Beastie Boys and have it play through crappy speakers. You're telling me that's the trade-off you're willing to make? Like, that's it? That's the one? Profiling your entire family just so you can play Sabotage slightly easier? Absolutely just unhinged behavior.
Alexa and built my own sort of nightstand device. And this time it was gonna be easy, okay? I already went through all the issues with the camera. Nothing can go wrong. And to be fair, it went easy in the beginning. I actually got the speaker for this working on the first try. I couldn't believe it.
Holy.
Front, left, front.
It worked on the first try. That has never happened. What?
It worked so great until it didn't, of course. All right, here we go. Lasagna. Why does everyone I love leave me? A little side note here. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but anytime tech.
Before it goes on, there's something that's so funny about trying to play audio, because you think audio is just going to always work, especially when you're doing your own audio stuff. And you always have a headset on. I swear that sound, he was smart. He had a nice little speaker that wasn't that loud. It always seems like I have a headset on and I press play. And whenever I've done any of my own audio stuff, it comes out like that at right below ear bleeding level. It's like just terrible enough that I won't hear good for the rest of my life, but I won't like die from ear bleeding. And so it's just like, how do I keep doing this? How have I fallen for the same thing like 5 times? Like, how have I not set my headset down when I'm doing audio testing? It has never occurred to me. And when I inevitably do it again here in 6 months, I'm going to do it again. Start at 10%. It doesn't work that way for whatever reason.
Reviewers on YouTube, when they review a tiny speaker, they all do this, and I don't understand why. They go, oh, it doesn't sound bad at all for its size. If it's tiny, it's bad by default, okay? Listen, my brethren, my brother, tiny isn't good. We have to accept this. Physics is physics, brother. Come here, it's okay. Anyway,
you know, this is my second full PewDiePie video, because even the Ninja one, I only watched just like a portion of it. Dude, this guy is such a good YouTuber. I understand why he has so many subs. This guy is so good.
Speaker, however, super bad. I really wish I got a better speaker. It's literally made out of paper.
Guilty. You're trying to dethrone me from spot on number 1, but you idiot, you lose. So best thing you haven't.
But I know a secret trick.
Was that a PewDiePie
all
song?
These tech reviewers don't know about.
I assume he has a song. I just have to assume he has a song he released. Yeah, bitch lasagna. That's a banger. Bitch lasagna. Hell yeah.
Cut the ground wire while it's playing. It sounds amazing. Felix Lawyer here. Do not cut the ground wire. Man, my speaker did all kinds of weird stuff. It made it funny at least. I wanted to set up Spotify on this so I can stream music on it, even though the speaker is terrible. And it was super easy. You just install the package, bada bing, bada boom. With this project, most of the time I had to spend on was actually 3D printing, because I wanted to try and make this look nice at least.
He has a really nice 3D printer.
Old handheld radios. I wanted to have like this handheld feel to it, even though it's not a handheld device. But most of the time I spent 3D printing, and here's me breaking my filament sensor while trying to clear some clogged filament.
That's not good. Come on. Come on. You bugger.
I didn't know it at the time. Anytime I tried to print, the filament kept going, no, you can't print. There's something stuck in there. And I go, oh, is it? Because I just cleaned it. I know for a fact there's nothing stuck in there. I kept getting gaslit by my 3D print there. I know there's nothing in there. I actually try to look up if I can SSH into my printer. And you can, if you hack it. I was this close to doing it, because I was like, Well, I just needed to shut up and print. Like, it's not an issue. And if I can just like find the function to remove the filament sensor. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just buy a filament sensor and replace it. Maybe I don't have to fight every battle. I found this screen, it's really cheap and I don't know, but I like it and it looks really nice. I just wanted to test out the screen and I found this script that has blinking eyes and Marcia said it was really cute, so obviously I had to keep it. It made it kind of like a BMO vibe, I feel like. So I kind of went with that. So things were
nice. I usually put JS sucks on my screen. That's like my test. That's my test print screen thing. Is JS sucks. That's what it should always be. It makes me feel good. You know, there's something about it.
Looking pretty good. But then, cable madness. I had so many different hardware ran into this thing at this point, and cables kept falling off everywhere. I kept resoldering them so they would stick, but it just kept happening. And I kept going, this is not human. This whole video is just me complaining about troubleshooting.
Yep.
Someone needs to know my pain.
I love the perspective of an outsider to like the dev world, just not even realizing he's one of us. He doesn't even know this man's a dev. He just doesn't even know it yet. It's so good. It's so funny.
I kept going, this is not human. It's not human.
I need to save space. I have to solder them all. This is not human.
But then, that's when I found glorious SHA. I'm just kidding. I found glorious hot glue. That's right. Instant stability. And I'm talking about my mental health. It worked like a charm. There's small stuff like that yeah, makes a big difference. But at this point, I was so done. And I showed it to Marcia. And she rightfully reminded me, where's the microphone? You wanted to use, okay, turn lights on thing, right? The voice command. And I'm like, please, there's so many cables.
Also, I haven't built something like this, so I've never had the hot glue. But this is very good for me to know. I am very happy. Also, I love to see the pain.
I don't want more. And here's the thing, right? With GPIOs, it's not like it's plug and play. You still have to activate it and find the right package for it. And microphone especially, I2C is really difficult. At least I found that it was. And I realize they have USB ports. It's okay to use the USB ports. I don't have to fight every battle, man. That meant it was pretty much plug and play with the microphone. Yes. And I'm actually really glad Marcia pushed me to do this because I found this open source software called Vosk. Super cool. It runs voice transcription locally, so it's completely offline.
Chiquita banana. Oh, chiquita banana.
Oh. Hey, Björn, can you come here, try. Can you say airplane? Really? That was so good. Another reason I didn't want to use the microphone because I thought I would have to use some sort of Amazon or Google API. I don't know. Yeah. The whole point was kind of to avoid that. So yeah, the way I ran it, you know, it's not perfect. You know, this is as good as I got, but it works. I found, again, open source for my plug so it can turn the lights on, and it works.
Lights on. Oh, first try. Lights off.
Oh, the project is done. Bye, Alexa. Alexa, kill yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I was worried the light was
But seriously, though, I mean, to be completely fair, you know, just throwing it out there.
Gonna be a little too strong, but it's actually quite a comfortable color. I'm very happy with it. I think it looks neat. Again, a great learning experience. Now, I've been going on for 2 months with these projects on and off, and I had one more idea that I really wanted to do, and I felt like I was kind of cheating myself if I didn't do it. It's a little hard to explain, but hear me out, okay? This idea started because the weather in Tokyo, at least, is a bit unpredictable, and Marcia always asks me before going out, in order to know what to wear, she's like, do you know how hot it is? And I'm like, oh, it says 20 degrees, but it says it feels like 28, and it says later it might rain, so maybe bring a jacket or an umbrella, or maybe not, I don't know. Not helpful. So I thought, what if instead of deciphering all these data, what if you just looked at a screen and then there's an avatar that is dressed for the weather and you just match what the avatar is wearing? You don't even have to think about it. Genius. I was curious if anyone's ever done this, and yes, there are like apps that do it. But then I ruined the idea completely because I got another idea. Okay, this happened because I was gonna use an e-ink display. E-ink displays are amazing. They run on super low power. They have this sort of pixelated retro feel to them, which I really like. But I ordered this one and it was way smaller than I thought. I was like, that's not gonna work. But I can use it to just test out how I wanna.
You know, a lot of people get disappointed by size. I've never played with an e-ink screen. That looks pretty cool, and all of a sudden I want to do something with that. I want to play with that. That looks awesome. I want that.
Idea.
Also, I love all the things he's doing. It's so, I mean, I did years in electronics, or about a year and a half doing it professionally, and I haven't touched it honestly in any real capacity in so long. It would be fun. See, this is the problem about watching PewDiePie's engineering arc. Is everything he's doing, I'm just like, I just want to do that. You know, I'm always building like apps and servers and things to communicate. And now instead, it's just like, oh, maybe I want to do that. You know, I'm just getting nerd sniped constantly by him.
Then Marcia glanced at it and she was like, oh, it's so cute and tiny. And I was like, my brother, maybe tiny isn't so bad after all. Maybe this is perfect, adequate size. Huh? Maybe. Seeing the little avatar guy on this tiny screen made me think of Tamagotchi. You know those 90s virtual pets that everyone had? Yep. I love the look of Tamagotchis. I love the nostalgic feel of Tamagotchis. But I gotta be honest, and maybe I'm the only one, I hated the Tamagotchis. They were so annoying to me.
My son got a Tamagotchi. I let him have a Tamagotchi. And by day 2, he's like, Dad, why won't they shut up? They're always like, bark, 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 bark. And they just constantly just beeping and doing stuff. It's like 9 o'clock at night and alarm's going off. And I'm like, I'm going to smash your Tamagotchi if it keeps up. That's what's going to happen. I'm literally going to destroy it if you don't shut that thing up.
Was take care of them. I know that was the whole point, but it felt like a chore. So that's when I came in with the $1 billion idea. What if instead of you taking care of Tamagotchi take care of you? Or that way.
Punagachi has used an e-ink for 4+ years.
My brain exploded with ideas. I was like, it can give you quests. You can level up. It can be like a habit building device. It can still show you what to wear for the weather. It still does that, but also so much more. I told this idea to my...
I love that he's still on the what to wear for the weather thing. I like it's like levels, side questing, all this stuff also still tells you what to wear for the weather. Hell yeah.
And she came up that I should do like a water tracking to make sure you're drinking enough water during the day. I pretty much swim in G Fuel, so that's not necessary for me, but she said it was actually useful. And she said that water tracking apps that are free on your phone are absolutely terrible. So I checked it out and can confirm they are terrible. So I thought I could build something like that. And then I remember I used to have this function on my smartwatch where it was for meditation. It would tell you when to breathe in, hold your breath and breathe out. And I just felt like it was really helpful. That's like a good habit that I would love to get back into. There's so many more things that you could do. Like what if it like gave you quests of all the stuff that you forget about? Like, I don't know, call your mom, go to a park, compliment a stranger. But I wanted to keep it simple because I've been doing this for way too long now. So I set a deadline for myself and I really crunched to get this last project done. I had to ditch the e-ink screen because the refresh rate is terrible. It's not really built for that sort of thing and it didn't have partial refresh as well that some displays have. Marcia drew the Tamagotchi art and it looks so cute. She did such a good job. I really felt like this made it come to life. I added buttons for it this time instead, and squeezing all of this into a tiny device was really hard. I tried my best. And I think it's best I'll just walk you guys through it.
All right, here it is in all its glory.
If it even tracks any, at this point, bro's like a programmer. He went from saying he's not a programmer to no, he is a programmer. Okay. Everybody there saying thick or chonky. Guys, literally none of you could build this. There's like probably 4 people in chat that could build it as good as this guy, okay? You don't even know what thick is. You don't even know what thick is. You were just out here saying shit, not being impressed. Okay, I am floored. I'm flabbergasted. I wasn't sure where the Pew's Arch Linux experience was going. We had no idea. But it turns out a man who made his life off of Roblox memes just mogged all of us.
I couldn't fit the battery. It's like with a magnet. This is the on button. It takes quite a while to boot, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, there we go. Man, Marta did so good with the art. Get a tan, because it's hot and sunny. So it's 29 degrees now, and then in 5 hours it's gonna be 22 degrees and cloudy. This is actually really helpful.
That's nice.
He's telling you to wear.
By the way, these, dude, does he not, is he even better product manager than most of us? True. But shut up. But I mean, this is great user experience right here.
T-shirt and shorts. Basically, like if it was really, really hot, he would technically be naked. If it's really cold, he wears like a
Ryan
hoodie.
doesn't know
I'll
what we
show
are doing in
Marcia.
the Raspberry Pi and 3D printer communities, and it's cute.
True. I don't know.
Even Pewds got his UI working before Mordoria.
Okay, Mordoria is a little bit more complicated.
In the art, because obviously now it's not cold. But yeah, I think it looks great. The buttons are the biggest weakness. Like they look terrible, I'm not gonna lie, but they work and I'm out of time. So you can navigate through. You click to change. This is the water tracker menu. So you enter.
Does he want us to drink 500 ounces? Like, that seems like a lot of liquid, doesn't it? Okay, I don't know anything about machine learning, and if machine learning is telling you that you should drink 500 ounces, I think it's wrong, okay? So, kind of ridiculous, guys. Kind of ridiculous.
With middle button, and then you can up how much you want to drink. 250 milliliters is a glass, so you press it to register.
Milliliters. Why did you guys say that?
And it will add a glass. I've maxed it at 8. All right, so moving on. We have the meditation screen. So
also, he just made a better UI than most of us, all of us. That was like a great UI. Dude, this is nuts. Dude,
this is the water tracker menu.
Look at that thing go.
So you enter with middle button, and then you can up how much you want to drink. 250 milliliters is a glass, so you press it to register. And it will add a glass. I've maxed it at 8. All right, so moving on. We have the meditation screen. So you can select how long you want to meditate. Let's say 10 minutes seems reasonable. You start it, and then it should start with like breathe. Yeah. Oh, that was too fast. Hold it. All right, love it. Live, laugh, love it. So proud of it. Even though, you know,
so cool.
This is far from finished or even being anything practical to actually use, I wanted to just challenge myself to try my best.
That's so good.
For me, this is just so exciting. I realize I love learning stuff. I've been so caught into daily YouTube videos for so long. I felt like I never learned anything or built anything for myself. I always wanted to invent stuff, but I never had the time and the skill, or honestly, just the patience. This is kind of stuff I would love to build with Björn when he's older, if he has some kind of crazy idea or interest in it at all. I don't know. I'd love to share more stuff with you guys. If you want to subscribe.
This is like the most wholesome arc of all time.
Thank you so much for letting me yap. That's it. And brofist.
What a great video. PewDiePie is living the best life. Best life nowadays. I love it. I love that. Anyways, I'm just a fan. The name is I am a fan of Pewds. Also a phrase I never thought I would say. I never thought, in fact, that was just not something I just never thought our worlds would collide. You know what I mean? Like, I think that most people in here would never have thought these worlds would collide. But here they are. They're colliding. Again.